And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Well, we'll start this section out looking at continued blizzard warning here. Point Lay onto the southwest there until midnight tonight for continued blizzard conditions. Winds gusting to 40 miles an hour, creating blowing snow, and again reducing visibilities to less than a quarter mile at times. Down to the south here, winter weather advisory here for the Galena area on down in toward the Yukon Delta there. That goes into effect tomorrow night, and that's for several inches of snow and freezing rain for Sunday night into Monday. Satellite imagery here showing clouds over the southwest part of the state through here, a break to the east and the north, some more clouds there for the north slope and Arctic coast into the Chukchi Sea, and areas of clouds over the Bering Sea, but nothing that appears to be too organized, and some clouds and showers there moving into the southeast coast. Rolling that through again, you can see kind of moisture here, another surge of moisture pushing northward toward Kodiak Island, the Alaska Peninsula here, with the low center back in this area here south of the eastern Aleutians. For tonight, that low center will move up to the Alaska Peninsula there, and to the west and north of that center, and the frontal snow will fall here from the southwest interior, Kuskokwim Valley, right on down into the eastern Aleutians. Some mixed precipitation in between the snow and the rain there, and periods of rain, gusty winds, Kodiak Island, and continued wet conditions for the coastal areas, or the southern eastern Kenai Peninsula into western Prince William Sound. And a trough here will bring some showers to the southeast coast, staying dry with light winds, Copper River Basin, into much of the central interior, all the way out to the Arctic coast. Out to the west, weak lows bringing some scattered precipitation to the Aleutians there, and then another break, and then you can see the next front pushing onto the chart there later tonight, bringing some precipitation into Shimian Attu. As that front advances slowly to the east tomorrow, you can see it weakens with a narrow band of mixed precipitation or just light rain into Shimian Attu. Big portion of the Aleutians to the east of that center, or to the east of that front. Not too bad with some clearing, light winds for Adak and Atka. Still looking at chance of snow showers for the eastern Aleutians. And again, light snow all the way up to the northwest coast. And improving conditions here for the Arctic coast, especially that area from Point Lay, or around Point Lay there, should see a significant decrease in the winds finally, but still a chance of light snow there for the west central Arctic coast. Dry central interior to the east, maybe some light snow showers along the Alaska Range, and cloudy skies with a chance of precipitation south central Alaska, particularly the North Gulf Coast here into Prince William Sound and the Kenai Peninsula. Should be a dry day with some clearing, sun breaks over the Panhandle. And then for the outlook on Monday, that pattern continues. Maybe partly to mostly sunny skies, light winds, definitely dry for the southeast coast. So again, a southeast flow here, pulling moisture and banking it up along the Prince William Sound area, Kenai Peninsula, and maybe the western Alaska Range. But rain continues to fall across Kodiak Island, central eastern part of the state. Dry conditions, best chance of clearing here. North and east of the Alaska Range, upper Tanana Valley 40-mile country there, north across the Yukon Flats. And an area of snow with this trough along the entire western part of the state from the western Arctic coast right on down into the southeast Bering Sea. Mixed precipitation, mixed light precipitation here for the Alaska Peninsula. And now this front out to the west, a little bit stronger, with a little bit tighter gradient here, possibly bringing some gale force winds into Adak and Atka, with rain from Adak westward to the front, and then behind that more showery conditions on Monday. And moving on to the day on Tuesday, we'll see frontal system here elongated east to west, or west to east here across the central Bering Sea, with some mixed precipitation, mostly in the form of showers here south of that front. To the north, gusty northeast winds, snow, and maybe even some blowing snow for St. Lawrence Island. Pretty light snow amounts there for the Seward Peninsula in toward Kotzebue. And then another trough brings some light snow to the western Arctic coast, locally down across Umiat Airfield there into possibly the Alaska Range, but that's pretty light precipitation up there. The interior staying dry again, pretty nice conditions, especially as you head east there again into the Tanana Valley. To the south here, a weak low over Kodiak Island keeps it cloudy and wet there with light rain, fog, and drizzle, and chance of precipitation along the western North Gulf Coast mostly maybe into southern Cook Inlet, Kamishak Bay area. And for the southeast coast, looks like this will stay mostly south of the area there and slide eastward, but could nudge far enough north to maybe bring a chance of some light rain in toward Heidelberg, Craig, Klawock, and those areas, but pretty good everywhere else down that way. And for the lows tonight, looking at 30s to near 40 for the southeast coast. Again, near 20, Copper River Basin, 20s, lower 30s here, south central Alaska, mid-30s, Bristol Bay, highs for tomorrow. Mid-40s for Bristol Bay and, or actually King Salmon and Kodiak, and otherwise 30s and 40s out west here, south central Alaska, highs tomorrow, lower 40s. And for the Copper River Basin, mid to upper 30s there, and 40s for the southeast coast. And the lows for Monday morning, not much different, mostly in the 30s, or all in the 30s here from Yakutat on down toward Metlakatla, and teens again for the Copper River Basin, 20s to near 30, much of south central Alaska, upper 30s for Homer, Seldovia to Kodiak, in Bristol Bay in the 30s there, 20 to 30 out to the west. And for the highs, again, Monday afternoon, lower 40s here, south central Alaska, but mid 40s, 46 for Homer, 43 Kodiak, and mid 30s, lower 40s for the Bristol Bay area, upper 30s there, Copper River Basin, and 40s, some cases lower 50s for the southeast coast. Up to the north, lows tonight, 10 to 20 below from the north slope out to the Arctic coast, and milder above zero here through the central interior areas. And then the highs tomorrow, mid-30s around the Fairbanks area to Delta Junction, and otherwise cooler as you head north, of course, with teens and 20s for the Brooks Range, and staying below zero for the North Slope and Arctic coast. And then the lows the following morning in the teens in the central interior, falling to single numbers, maybe a little below zero around Arctic Village, and 10 to 15 below, or 5 to 15 below for the North Slope and Arctic coast, and anywhere from around 5 below here, St. Lawrence Island, the Seward Peninsula, followed by highs for Monday afternoon, mid to upper 30s for the Tanana Valley there, 20s as you head north, and then either side of zero, warming up even along the Arctic coast now, only the east side staying a little below zero there, and right around zero for the Bering Strait, and out to the west, lows tonight, 10 to 15 for the southwest coast, mid-20s for the Pribilofs, and 30s for the Alaska Peninsula and the eastern Aleutians, near 30 here for Adak and Atka, and the highs tomorrow in the 30s, all the Aleutians, Alaska Peninsula, and staying kind of chilly here for the southwest coast, and upper 20s for the Pribilof Islands, followed by highs Monday afternoon in the mid-20s there for the Pribilofs, lower 30s for the central Aleutians, and down to 5 to 10 on the southwest coast. And then Monday afternoon, highs around 15, Macoriac on in toward Bethel, upper 20s for the Pribilofs, and then the 30s for the Aleutians and Alaska Peninsula.